Hello everyone, I am Purva Panwalkar. I am a certified Vedic Maths trainer and I conduct Vedic Maths batches during the vacations, especially for beginners, which is class 4 to 6, intermediate, which is class 7, class 6 and 7, and in advanced level batches for class 8 onwards. So if you wish to know more about the same, you can drop down a message in the comment section to know more about the same, and I'll make sure that I reply back to your comments at the earliest. So proceeding forward, we are going to learn very interesting method of finding square roots of imperfect squares. So without any further delay, let me share the screen so that I can show you this amazing method of finding the squares. Now, if I tell you to find the squares of numbers like 25, 35, 25, 49, 121, etc., it is extremely simple. But when I give you a number like 65536, or if I give you a number like 996004, it becomes extremely difficult to find the square roots of now a 5-digit or a 6-digit number. So in such cases, what I do is I divide these numbers into small groups of 2 numbers and then further carry out the process, which I will explain in a while. Now, if you have observed that the first number 65536 is a 5-digit number, and I am saying I have to divide this number into groups of 2. So we start from the rightmost side. So 36 becomes one group. I draw a line above it. 55 becomes one group, and then I'm left with 6, which is a single-digit group. Now, whenever there is whenever there are even numbers, there is no problem. I start from the right-hand side and draw a horizontal line above 2 numbers and find the groups of the same. Now, we will first start by finding the square roots of simple numbers. Before we go ahead, an important point to remember is a perfect square will never end in the numbers 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 7, and 8. Okay. So let us take the first example to be 529. Now, like I said, my first step is to make groups. So I have a group of 5 and 29. Now what I do is I write it in the form of a division. Next, what I do is I start off my division from the leftmost number, which is 5. So in that case, I find out the number which is a number which is a perfect square but less than 5. So the number which is a perfect square and less than 5 is 4, and I get it by multiplying 2 by 2. So obviously my divisor comes out to be 2. My quotient also comes out to be 2. I write down 4 here. I subtract and I write down 1. Now, when I am going to proceed, a small step to remember is to get the new quotient. So to get the new quotient, I add my old quotient to the divisor. So here in my case, my new quotient is 2 plus 2, which comes out to be 4. Okay. Now, obviously, I can see that I cannot divide 4 by 1. So I take down the next group, which is 29 as it is. Now, the next important point to remember, whatever number I'm going to write as the suffix here, for example, if I write the suffix 2, I will multiply 42 by the suffix only, which is 84. So let me try with a higher suffix. For example, let me try with the suffix 3. So my new quotient becomes 43 into 3. And I realized that I get the new this thing as the number as 129 only. So once I subtract, I am able to get the remainder 0. Now this shows me that once I get my remainder 0, my step of rather my division is obviously complete, since there is nothing left to divide. So obviously my square root of 529 is 43. Now let us try using the same method for a slightly higher number. So let us now take a 4-digit number, which will be a little bit more challenging. So my next number is 3249. Now this being a 4-digit number, my groups are going to be easier, which is 32 and 49. I write it with a little bit of space. Now I find out the perfect square which is closest to 32 and is obviously smaller than 32. So that is going to be 25. So 5 into 5 is 25. So I got my quotient as well as divisor. I subtract it and I get 7. Now the next, to get the next quotient, I add quotient plus divisor, which is 5 and 5, which comes out to be 10. So I write it here. Now obviously 7 divided by 10, not a possible division. So I take down 49 as it is. Now I have to find a suffix so that I can get a number which is closest to 749. So I will try with 7. So 107 into 7. When I multiply it, I realize that I get 749. Now this is one slight trial and error with, as you practice more number of sums. How did I jump down to that probably the suffix 7 will be there? Because I saw that the first digit here was 7. So I thought I will try with 7 as the new suffix. So I get 749. I subtract it and I get 0. So obviously now my division, since my remainder is 0, my division is complete. And I get my square root of 3249 is 107. Sorry, my here I have to write the suffix. It is not 107. It is 57. So this is my final answer here. Please bear in mind that I have to write the suffix that I multiply with here. Now let us try the number which we took at the beginning, which was 65536, which will be slightly more challenging yet again. So I know that 65536, these are the groups. So I write it. Now I know that the closest perfect square to 6 is 4. So I write down as it is 2. Now I add the quotient as well as divisor as well as the quotient to get a new quotient. Now division not possible. So I take down 55 as it is. Now let me take, I will have to do a slight bit of trial and error. So I will try with 45 as the new suffix, and then I will add the number here 5. So I get it as 225. So I can see that it is closer. So I add the suffix here 225. I do the subtraction to get 30. Now again, I add 5 to 45 to get a new quotient 50. Now I have to check. Obviously, I see that 30 divided by 50 not possible. So I take down 36. Now this division will be possible. So I find out that 6 5s are is 30. So let me check whether 506, if I get 6 6 are is 36, 6 5s are is 30. So yes, 256, and here my new suffix will be. Now after subtraction, I can see that my divisor comes out to be 0. So my square root of 65536 is 256. So you all must have realized that finding the square roots of 4 and 5 digit numbers becomes so much simpler and easier with the Vedic maths way of solving sums. I hope you all have liked this method. If you all have liked this method, I would like to hear your comments in this comment section of what have you liked, which part of this finding square roots have you liked the most. Also, I would like to know which next video of Vedic maths or which sutra of Vedic maths would you like me to make a video on. So I will definitely include in my playlist, or I would like to include your suggestions into my regular routine. So you know the drill. If you have liked the video, share it with your friends, family, and colleagues. If you like the content that I make, I request you, urge you that please like my, please hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get regular updates of what I post. So bye-bye and have a nice day.